shooting, prosecutors have claimed that James and Jennifer Crumbley were grossly negligent. They are accused of buying Ethan the gun used in the school shooting just days before. Previously, the prosecution shared messages between Jennifer and Ethan, as well as Jennifer and James, that shows Ethan had discussed his mental state with his parents, and they were concerned about it at least 8 months before the shooting. But how concerned were they, really? How concerned were they? The new court filing dives deeper into that accusation with more messages between Jennifer and James showing they discussed Ethan's mental state in March of 2021. In an exchange on March 8th, 2021, Jennifer Crumbley says to James that she was freaking out because she couldn't reach Ethan after school. She was also frustrated with James for not picking Ethan up because he was upset and she didn't want Ethan to do anything stupid. Samantha, I love that. I love it. She said they're growing their own food and they're learning how to make their own bread. I think that's amazing. I love it. So again, Jennifer messaged James saying that she was freaking out because she couldn't reach Ethan. And then she was mad at him for not picking up Ethan and because Ethan was upset and she didn't want him to do anything stupid. The prosecution says that this shows the parents were aware of their son's mental duress. I think we can all agree they were aware. We know they were aware. They ain't fooling nobody. The filing also reveals that Jennifer allegedly told an interviewer after the shooting that she, quote, didn't even look at them closely, referring to disturbing photos Ethan drew on a math test ahead of the shooting. She also allegedly said, quote, my biggest fear was that he was going to turn the gun on himself. Oh my God. She's an idiot. She said this in a police interview. Thank you, Jenny W. Dawn and Divine Timing for your super chats. I'm going to show you guys the worksheet again. Have fun, Shell. All right. This is going to be the worksheet that she really didn't pay attention to, she said. Oh, wow. This was on November 30th, 2021 that he actually drew this. I guess I didn't realize that. All right, let's get these stupid bars off here and let's show you guys the worksheet. So you see at the top, it's Chapter 5 Test Review. It says Ethan Crumbley, November 30th, 2021, 8:59 a.m. or 8:39 a.m. And then he scribbled a bunch of shit out, like the guy with the gun, the picture of the gun, the thoughts won't stop. And then he scribbled out, help me. I love my life so much. Harmless act. So this was brought to his mother's attention and she, quote, I don't want to misquote her. Didn't even look at them closely. Jennifer and James were called to the school before the shooting when a teacher discovered the drawings. The parents allegedly declined to take him home after these drawings were found. So I didn't realize he actually drew them that day. I knew they were found that day, but I guess I didn't realize that was just drawn and his teacher had just found it. In the new filing, prosecutors also noted that the parents, now here's another thing we didn't know. The parents took the receipt for the gun James bought for Ethan when they fled after the shooting. They had the receipt on them when caught in Detroit. Here is a quote from the filing. Defendant's flight and taking of the receipt for the murder weapon during such flight provide an inference of their consciousness of guilt. So they took the receipt for the gun that Ethan used to murder his classmates. Oh, excuse me. Ethan, who pleaded guilty last year, said during his plea that he gave his father the money to buy him the handgun. So Ethan pled guilty and threw his father under the bus when he did it. And I was really happy about that. Because I really do think that they need to be made an example of. I mean, you can't just ignore your kids and then when they do something atrocious, be like, eh. You know what I mean? You just can't do that. Now, if these people had, people testifying on their behalf that are coming forward, hey, they were great parents, they were good people. We haven't seen that. And their actions didn't show they were good people. They drained their son's bank account. They took his money to get a lawyer for themselves and let him get a public defender. Nothing like a big F you to Ethan, right? I mean, nothing like you've already screwed up with your kid and nothing like giving him the finger after he's put in jail. I mean, they just don't get much shittier than this. Divine, but did the teacher follow protocol by making someone aware of it? And don't get me wrong, the school is definitely responsible as well. I mean, our kids spend 8 hours a day in these schools under their influence, in their care. From the time they step on the bus to the time they step off the bus. Everybody needs to be trained to know what to look for. Bus drivers, room mothers, whatever the fuck, parapros, whatever they call them these days. They can't be room mothers anymore. It's not feminist to be a room mother. This is brand new evidence that was just submitted like a month ago. Lead with Love. So this comes in response to Jennifer and James Crumbley appealing to the Michigan Supreme Court to have the charges against them dismissed. And as a reminder, they're both charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Prosecution argues that these charges are appropriate, noting that the parents failed to keep the gun away from their troubled minor child. The defense attorneys have argued that whatever the parents did might have been considered bad parenting, but it was not the cause of the deaths, and they want the case thrown out. I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, and a federal judge ruled also, this is new. A federal judge ruled that the families of the victims at the Oxford High School can move forward with their lawsuit against the school. They could proceed with the civil lawsuit against the school. Your bus driver was a perv? Ew. So they're able to move forward with that civil case. And just as a recap, so the new evidence put in the James and Jennifer Crumbley case to make it move forward by the prosecutor is the messages where Jennifer says that she was irritated with James for not picking Ethan up because Ethan was upset and she didn't want him to do anything stupid. And she said that she didn't really look at the worksheet closely when she was called the morning of the shooting and that her biggest fear was that he was going to kill himself. So I guess we're to assume, since she said that, this is what's fucked up, guys. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. This is going to take Jennifer Crumbley to a whole new level. Hear me out. Jennifer Crumbley actually texted Ethan and said, don't do it. Right? Wasn't that her exact words? Don't do it. So she texts her son, don't do it. And now we find out that in an interview, she says, quote, my biggest fear was that he was going to turn the gun on himself. So her biggest fear was that her son was going to unalive himself, and all she texted was, don't do it. Your son, you're worried in the heat of the moment that your son may unalive himself, and that's all you say? Don't do it. Not I love you. Not please don't hurt yourself. We care about you. We'll get you help. Don't do it. What kind of a mother is that? That is sick. Because in that moment, if you were truly panicking, thinking that your son was going to do something to harm himself, and you don't have anything emotionally past, don't do it, you might just have never needed to have kids. Because that puts her on a whole different level of horrible parent, in my opinion. So this is regarding the morning of, okay? The morning of the shooting. The filing also reveals that Jennifer allegedly told an interviewer after the shooting that she, quote, didn't even look at them closely, referring to disturbing photos. Now, this is after they had to be ripped out of a warehouse where they were hiding in downtown Detroit, right? They didn't come forward. They didn't do the right thing. They've never done the right thing. And my phone just blew up for all Brian Koberger's dates again. Christ almighty. And yet they keep coming. She also allegedly said, my biggest fear was that he was going to turn the gun on himself. So that tells me they worried too. They worried too that he was going to turn the gun on himself. Why give him access to a gun? Did she want him to turn the gun on himself? What a crazy bitch. Okay, read the Trump letter. Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.
See you later. Bye.